Welcome back, guys, to Let's Build Jurassic World. As you can see in this episode, we are finally getting underway with the T-Rex paddock itself. And as you can see, this is an absolutely huge paddock, by far the biggest one I've ever done. And this came with its own problems, which you'll see in just a few seconds in form of the template. So this is the actual shape of the template from the iconic film itself. But so I started building the episode on that template, and as the episode went on, it just started getting really complicated, both for me building and for the editing afterwards. So I thought, this is nonsense. I deleted it and started again to a more Minecraft friendly template, which we're now working on here. So that is why there's been a little delay on this video. But as you can see from that start, we have got this huge industrial kind of paddock, and I felt this is probably going to be one of the final paddock episodes we've got left to do. I mean, we've done the Raptors, we've done the Indominus Rex, so now we're at the T-Rex. There aren't many left that kind of stand out as interesting Let's Builds. So I really want to kind of go out with a bang on this T-Rex paddock and do it, absolute justice, really. And we never really get a good look of the T-Rex paddock in the film. We only get a few scenes around it because the T-Rex is that big ending reveal, isn't it? So we get that scene right at the end where Claire goes and actually lets out the T-Rex. I mean, spoilers for anybody who's not seen it, but you shouldn't be watching these videos if you haven't really. So that's kind of what we're focusing on here, is that big entrance in which the T-Rex comes out of. So we're going to put a door on this, just something big and impressive that you could imagine a dinosaur walking out of. And then the only other time we really see the paddock is in that one shot right at the start, and the kids are going exploring the park, and then they actually go within that giant tree trunk, and the tree trunk is like a viewing spot for the T-Rex itself. And I feel that's quite an interesting way to do this. So I'm actually going to focus my paddock on that tree trunk that runs through the center of it, because I feel that would be a little bit different, instead of doing, just the normal kind of what you'd expect from any of these Jurassic World paddocks. I think the T-Rex one is a little bit more interesting in the respect of how the visitors actually see the dinosaur. So what we're working on here, though, is that big main entrance, like I said. So this needed to look huge and kind of imposing and very industrial. That's something else I noticed about this paddock. While back in the Jurassic Park episodes and the actual film itself, the paddocks were a bit minimal. We've just got the big electric fences and the cars going around. It was quite a simple kind of design. Although the Jurassic Worlds, obviously they kind of, I say, learnt from their mistake, because the paddocks themselves, we never see them surrounded by electric fences, do we? They've been replaced by big industrial kind of concrete and metal, just walls, really. So we see the Indominus Rex paddock was still under construction, and that was made out of concrete. The Raptor paddock was that big metal one as well, and that's the same with this one. So that's kind of why this kind of build styles come from. It's kind of a merge of both, really. It's the big industrial scale of the Indominus Rex paddock, but then we're adding on the kind of metallic and strong detail of the Raptor paddock. So this cage caused some kind of problems again, just on this part where it's on a diagonal line, because I hate building on diagonal lines within Minecraft, just because of how jagged it looks, how rough it looks, and it's really difficult to kind of smoothen it off. And the way this paddock looks, I kind of wanted to make sure, I didn't want it just to be a big rectangle. I still wanted to, because of that original template was that interesting shape, I still kind of wanted to keep some elements of that within the build itself. So I felt giving this kind of diagonal bit of the wall was kind of important, so I really concentrated on getting this kind of as nice as possible, really. And after I had finished it, I was kind of happy with how it looks. But like I said earlier, that the big iconic bit of what these sets of episodes are going to be that tree trunk, and also in a similar way to the Indominus Rex, it'll be a great opportunity for me to practice actually building a T-Rex itself. So at some point along the line, we will have a Minecraft built T-Rex wandering this paddock. Well, it won't be wandering, but it will be in the paddock itself. So I think this will be a really good little set of episodes. So Now we designed the wall earlier, so it's a bit of a duplicate. I mean, you wouldn't ever expect the wall to change for individual panels. So from those corners we did up there in the entrance, we can then just duplicate the wall all the way along and kind of finish the whole paddock. So I brought it in on the inside, but I felt these kind of decorative struts here weren't necessary for the inside of the paddock, because later on, obviously, this is going to be filled with jungle, so you won't see it. And just because, I mean, the T-Rex won't mind, will it? So, I mean, that's why we removed those struts from those long walls. And here, you know, we only need one entrance, so I placed that middle one there. And then on the inside here, obviously replicating that kind of diagonal wall. Now, from one shot in the movie, we get a really kind of aerial view of the, you know, of the paddock itself. And from one distinct memory is that there were these kind of prongs, and they're not like shelters. They just kind of, I don't really know what to describe them as, but they're these big kind of structural girder type things that diagonally like stick across each corner of the paddock. So I thought, again, these are just another detail that because we never really get a good look at any of this paddock, it's just a good opportunity for me to kind of have a little bit of creative freedom and create what I interpret the, you know, Jurassic World T-Rex paddock looked like. So we've got these huge diagonal girders arching over the inside of the paddock, and then they're connected up across the middle with a nice iron bar. Now we added in those on all four corners, and now I feel we've got a really nice paddock coming along. You know, it looks strong, it looks really quite impressive when we're down here looking up at it. You know, it's absolutely massive. So in the next episode, we're going to fly over this wall onto the interior of the paddock itself and beginning to add in all that, you know, foliage and that huge iconic log itself. So guys, I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.